We good?
I don't know yet. There we go. Yes, we're finally up and running again. I think. Yeah. All right. Can we minimize this down a little bit? Yeah, yes, we can. Just to get that kind of out of the way, and we'll kind of bring this over here. And I can't. All right. That'll do. That's all we really needed. Was so I can check and make sure that works and everything else. All right, well, getting back to this. This is the Cinema Circle. Welcome to the Cinema Circle. We still don't have a stick to pass around because we don't believe in them. Sticks aren't real. All right, that's fine. I don't care. I don't care that I dropped frames. Literally, how did I drop frames? It's one still picture. It's what I don't. All right, whatever. Fuck it.
Anyways, on to not believing in
Yes.
Sticks don't exist.
Yes.
If somebody tries to sell you a stick, deny them. They are a scam.
This is not Ren and Stimpy, where in that world they sell logs. This is not it.
This is not. I'm sorry, but that ain't it, Chief.
Sorry. But anyways, on to today's topic. Like we were talking about last night, we were talking about zombie movies and kind of the cliches and things like that, and some of the things that shows and movies do right and do well versus things that they don't do well and that they don't do even remotely close. Alright, so today we're moving on to vampire movies and shows. Let's start out with Twilight, the Twilight series, the kind of angsty teen romance movie that is Twilight.
What do you think about Twilight? Because I'm very indifferent on it. I don't think it is the worst thing to ever happen to this planet, but
no, I feel like the Emoji movie was definitely worse.
The Emoji movie is another discussion.
Twilight was not. I feel like it was definitely. It again is there's a few movies in the vampire category that fit a chick flick in the genre, and Twilight is definitely one that fits that criteria. Now that being said, it's not like bad. It's not bad. It definitely does give it a bad kind of a bad thing towards vampire movies, and it definitely takes away from the actual good pieces and parts of a vampire movie.
I think,
but it is its own thing. I feel.
I mean,
it's an angsty teen romance, and I think that it does it well. I haven't read any of the books. Not gonna lie, haven't read any of the books. I don't know if they're better or worse, what have you. But I honestly kind of like some of the story or the writing for the movies, because it very much is. Well, I am an outcast girl in this city, and I become friends with this vampire and fall in love with him, and then we have this kid, and it's a vampire too. Now I'm a vampire. The writing aspect isn't that bad. My only problem is with which my uncle has the same problem, is that Jacob imprints on the daughter, which I mean isn't it. It's weird. It's weird. That is a very
problem with it. Is that it's
weird. Yeah, and it's weird because that is a thing. I'm pretty sure from a werewolf standpoint, it is a this is my child now kind of thing.
Right.
And I don't. That's weird because Jacob has the whole kind of thing towards Bella that is right. Yeah.
Jacob liked Bella, but he couldn't get her, so he got his daughter.
He's weird.
Which is weird.
It's a really weird thing.
That's gross.
But here we go. Team Edward or Team Jacob?
I'll take Team literally anybody else.
Fair enough. I'm Team Jasper. No. But anyways, I feel like the writing's not bad. I feel like it was a good kind of thing, and I've watched all of them. I didn't generally hate it. I did not dislike those movies.
I watched a movie commentary on them recently, and I found myself agreeing with a lot of their points. That it wasn't a lot of what the fan base was doing really killed the movies. Like it really. Oh shit, we haven't been talking about it.
No, that's not it. For some reason, it's trying to tell me that we're not live on the actual dashboard. Which is just odd, because we should have been this whole time. What is wrong with this? What's going on? Are we live or are we not live? Because you're saying we're live, but you're saying we're not. What's up? What's up, B? We're online. It's just
there we
wait.
go. There we go.
Yeah, okay. It's so we are. What's up? Like, okay. How long have we been going for then? All right. Yeah. Look, it says we are. I don't know how long we've been at it, but all right. Yeah. Look, all right. It's unstable, which is funny. Currently, my Wi-Fi chip is decaying at a very extreme rate. Luckily, though, the full thing will be available on YouTube and in its full glory. Just in case anything does bad happen, we kind of get the small little pieces. And it seems like we've been streaming this whole time, but I don't think Twitch is getting it the whole time. So either way, it'll still
be up on YouTube.
It'll still be up on YouTube at the Cinema Circle with the same thing. Anyways, moving past Twilight, I think we finished with Twilight now. I think the story wasn't bad.
The story wasn't bad. Characters weren't written
that written very well. You're right. Yeah.
But whatever. It's Twilight.
It was enjoyable. I think.
I think the first movie's pretty okay. I don't think the first movie's the worst thing to happen to humanity. Like how people thought it was when it came out. It's just okay.
Yeah, I guess. All right. So past Twilight, it was all right. It had a few of those vampire cliches, and then it also does do the bold move of vampires can go out in the daylight, but they sparkle kind of thing. That is a very, very weird but okay kind of thing.
Yeah, but whatever.
Then, all right, moving on to Blade, the Blade movies. I like it. I like for the first and the third. I don't know why, but I could never get through the second one.
I couldn't,
even though it's the one with Norman Reedus in it. I just couldn't do it. But I feel like the first one has its great, amazing, we can't do this, that, or whatever. We are restricted to nighttime kind of thing.
Yeah. But
we are still powerful beings, so fuck off.
I feel like it's got such a superhero movie vibe from Blade. It's a superhero movie, but like it
is technically a Marvel. Yeah. A Marvel property, I think.
It's just an odd.
If I'm not wrong.
It's just an odd one. It's an odd vampire movie. If you're a vampire,
it is for it to be a kind of equal half vampire, equal half human. This is very different, very weird kind of dynamic to have. I would love to see what is it, Whistler? I think is his name. I would love to see a younger Blade and younger Whistler together fighting vampires, kind of doing their whole thing.
Aren't they making another one?
I think that's what they're making. I think that's what they're doing is they're rebooting it, and it's going to be younger Whistler and younger Blade.
Right.
But I'm not for sure. I can't. Don't quote me on it. But so I feel like Blade as a whole series, the movies, I'm not onto the show yet. I haven't seen any of the show.
Yeah, I haven't.
But it apparently didn't do too great. I think that it's one of those things where you can make a show, and it came out in a weird time period that didn't work for many superhero shows anyways. Like you had Birds of Prey that failed, you had Blade that failed, you had a few different superhero movies that didn't, or superhero shows that did not work. So I think that Blade, if the show is good, cool. If it's not, I'm not going to fault it because it came out in a really weird time.
Yeah.
I think that a Blade show
now... It came out in the
early
2000s, didn't it?
It did, and a lot of
early
superheroes
2000s were a flawless wasteland for superhero movies.
For superhero shows. Because you had Birds of Prey, and it came out, it only did 12 episodes and got canceled.
Oh, the Blade show came out during the early 2000s?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
And now,
I haven't seen it then.
Yeah, it's one of those rare commodities, because I didn't even know they made a Birds of Prey show. Like, I knew it because of... But it doesn't matter. That's a different list for a different time.
Right.
But Blade, I think, does vampires very well. I think that they take the kind of shit that's a vampire, we need to help deal with that, and then also takes it to another level where they are overruling the human race.
Right.
In a way. Like they have in the third one, which is personally my favorite, because it brings Dracula back, it brings Ryan Reynolds into it in a very Deadpool-y type of character, which is what actually got him to want to play that character, was the character he played in
Blade 3.
Blade Trinity. But I like how I liked it. It was nice. They did a very great job cinematically, writing. I feel like it was a solid movie on its own. And that you can watch any three of those movies and not feel fully lost.
Right.
You can watch it as a separate thing. Then they also had an animated movie, I believe, which is weird, I guess. But I think that's what it was. I saw the four thing, and it was... Anyways. But yeah, Blade was a good movie, and I feel like it is definitely a must-watch, even if you don't like Wesley Snipes. Give it a watch.
I don't
It is probably his best movie he's done. The cinematography is really nice. The fighting scenes, it's just, it has a very solid kind of progression through it.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. Just an all around solid.
It's a solid vampire movie. Yeah. It's nothing like any of the old ones, and like Dracula Untold, where it's like
probably one of the best Marvel movies to come out during that time. Don't you think?
Superhero?
Just Marvel movie or superhero.
Yeah, Marvel movie for sure. Because I think soon after that was the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans, and then after that we obviously have the MCU, which is now the biggest thing that's been going on the last 10 years.
Right.
And if you're not on that horse, then I don't know what you've been doing the last decade. But welcome to 2019. Endgame is coming.
Yeah, and
that's
welcome to 2019. Everybody's already dead. You've missed everything.
Yeah, like the world has ended in 2012. You're done. All right, but past Blade, yes, it did. It was probably the best Marvel movie that came out at that time.
Right.
I can't think of very many. There was also the Batman movies at the time, but there was nothing really pushing superheroes onto the public.
Right.
All right, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Fucking
loved that movie.
Oh my god, it was that. You know how I was talking about. It was
interesting. It was very interesting.
You know how I was talking about movies that are so weird
that
it shouldn't be good, but it fucking is. Yeah. It's just fucking amazing.
I love it. I loved the whole entirety of it because it puts a twist on the Abraham Lincoln,
Yeah.
And there for a minute it was a very, this possibly could have actually happened. Like, somebody found a diary, blah, 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 of Abraham Lincoln's, and blah, 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 this is true. And it's like, I would honestly love to figure out that for real, Abraham Lincoln was a vampire.
Our real Abraham Lincoln
knew how to cut down a tree in one swing.
Yeah.
That would... Hashtag my Abraham.
Hashtag not my Abraham, the boy on the fucking quarter.
But it was a great movie. Story wise, it kept you involved. Yeah. It kept you there, and it also had a very historical kind of this is how he was, and it focuses a lot more on his lawyer than president kind of thing.
Yeah.
It shows a little more of that. It shows a little more of the compassion to other people. It shows his love for this lady. It shows more than just the president. And I think that's pretty cool.
I mean, that's what I was kind of hoping from it. I was hoping for like a dumb action flick.
Yeah.
And I got a little bit better than that, you know?
It did. It had an interesting story where at the end that you find out that vampires are fighting in the Civil War.
Right.
And I was like, oh my god, that would be amazing to see a vampire army just fighting muskets and everything. And that scene was amazing.
Yeah.
And then Abraham Lincoln's like, oh shit, I know what's going on. Start melting down silver. Let's go. We got to get this going. Let's move it up. And that's what they started doing, was shooting silver musket balls. No one was any the wiser what was going on. They just knew that, oh shit, we're getting decimated by these things that we're shooting things at and they're not dying. And then, alright, cool, silver does it? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And it just really does a great job. I think that as a vampire movie, it's solid. It does what it wants to do. And it definitely and I love that it ends sort of the same way that it begins. It kind of it ends the same way that the guy met Abraham Lincoln. Is that Abraham Lincoln was in a bar drinking, and the vampire walks up and is like, hey, you look like a guy that either had a really bad day or about to make a really bad choice, and slaps him on the back and drops a gun on the floor. It ends the same way that it did and that it began. So I would love to see them take that character, take the guy that trained Abraham Lincoln, and have him train someone else as a modern kind of thing.
Right.
I think that would be very, very interesting to follow it up, because how they ended it, they very well could have followed it up. Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter, that's my shit. That's my shit.
That's that shit.
Anything else you'd like to add on Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, I'm going to skip the next bullet in my list here because it's Van Helsing the show and movie. Van Helsing the show we'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah, I haven't seen the show.
We'll talk about it. The movie though is great. It's a great monster hunter flick. Hugh Jackman fucking does a great job, and it gives you a little bit of a twist at the end, and you're like, oh yes. Please twist me like that, boy.
Twist my nipples.
Twist my nips like that. And it's another solid kind of thing. I mean, I think they could have done a better job on the makeup for the character design for Dracula. I feel like he was a little more prissy than needed be.
Right.
But other than that, it was alright. As I was saying earlier about each genre kind of has their chick flick. You have Interview with a Vampire, which has Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise in it. Not bad at all, but it is more of the chick. It's more of a chick movie than it is a dude movie, and that's as much as I want to say about it. Because really, we're blowing through this topic very much because this is a very he knows something, I know something. We don't really both know the same thing.
Right.
And it's not that we can't kind of talk about it. It's just
we haven't watched it.
We haven't watched a lot.
We find it hard. We both work, so we both find it hard to sit down and watch movies like that.
But like we have our thoughts on things. Like The Lost Boys is my next point. Lost Boys is the best vampire movie I've ever seen. Best.
I haven't seen it.
It is a very. I own it. You'll have to sit down and watch it. It is amazing. It is a real testament to how pack tactics works with vampires, and that Kiefer Sutherland is the leader and pack leader, and how it is. Or no, he's not. No, he's not. Someone else. It doesn't matter. Just to know that it kind of looks at the lore of vampires. And then it's like, hey, here you go. Here's something that works with our modern kind of thought, and then it kind of continues.
Right.
And I think my favorite part is the fact that garlic does actually hurt anything but the alpha, like the highest dog, the father or whatever they call it. I can't remember. But like it I love that. I love that it looks at the ways of killing a vampire and implements it into it.
Right.
Where it's like, oh, in Van Helsing, yeah, they poke him with a stake. They do this. But at least this way, they have a pack of vampires that they can look at each way that you kill a vampire and then implement it in. Like garlic or this or that or what have you. They put all of those in there. Fire, steaks, garlic. They put them all in. I love it. It's a great, and even, it's a very simple story, too. You don't have to, it's not too complicated to follow, so you can kind of put it on the TV and watch it and be like, that was amazing. And then it has an awesome fight scene. And there's a little bit of a love interest in there. It kind of fills the void that you want. And it's by the same guy that made Batman, the first Batman movie. So, good on him. It is a very 80s testament. It is a testament to the 80s era, which I love. You're going to have to watch it. By the way, anybody that is watching, if you'd like to put in questions for us to answer, like favorites, like anything like that, or just say something that you find and agree with, go ahead and put it in the chat. We'll look at it. We'll talk about it. We'll bring it up. Maybe you can start the conversation with us. But yeah, so because I noticed you guys sitting there, we are looking at the chat, and I don't know how bad, but obviously try to keep it to the topic that we have up on the center. If you didn't notice, we're going to try to put something in the center of the circle on the screen just to make it to where you know what the topic is.
My favorite, I told you before, my favorite piece of vampire media is Hellsing and Hellsing Ultimate.
Yes, the anime.
When you watch it, because I'm gonna force you to watch it. When you watch it, it's like, you're probably not gonna like it your first round or the first couple episodes, but it just gets so much better. It's kind of like how Marvel movies are, where they just play off of how dumb this shit is. Like, this is so ridiculous that this is happening in the show, but it's cool.
But here,
yeah, but hey,
all right, yeah. I mean, I've watched things that are a little far fetched. Like I watched Kill la Kill, which is a little bit far fetched, to be honest, when you really look at it. But I watched it, and its story is meh. But yeah, I'll have to sit down and watch it, because I figured it's probably good from what I saw from the abridged.
Yeah.
And I'm down. I'm down to even flip it to that kind of media. All right, next is Underworld, the Underworld series, which is hard because that is equally a vampire movie than it is a werewolf movie. And what I love is that it really shows the we have to do this at night kind of thing. Like the movie is all at night. There's very little time during the day, and when it is during the day, they pretty much don't do anything. And it's as soon as nightfall hits, we're going out and getting it kind of thing.
Right.
And I love that. I just love that they do that. I love that it follows that necessary trope. And
I haven't seen it.
Look, I'm more of a werewolf guy, so I'm not able to bring a lot to the table here.
I'm more of a horror movie kind of goer.
Yeah, not I watch a vampire, but not.
I watch a lot of other
stuff.
Movie types, but when it comes to horror and vampires and stuff like that, I tend to stick to Monster of the Week or monster specific movies.
Yeah. Like it, and that's fair. That's a very fair thing to do. I'm not a big vampire guy. It's not my thing. I just can't get into it for some reason. Like I'll watch it when it's vampires and werewolves, and that's why I know, Van Helsing or Underworld. It's kind of that thing. All right, True Blood. True Blood is a show on HBO. I've watched a little bit of it. My mom loved it. I didn't like it. That's pretty much all I can put in there. I don't like that show. It wasn't good for me. It is hillbilly vampires, and I'm like,
hillbilly vampires.
I'm all right. I'm good. I don't like Snooki.
Redneck
What's her
son of
fucking
a
name?
bitch.
Oh, Snooki's in it?
No, she's not in it, but it's the character's name. It's like Shooky or something. Fucking stupid, and I hate it.
Let's say, like, really? The bitch from Jersey Shore is in a TV show?
Alright, My Babysitter's a Vampire.
Okay. Good movie.
Disney. Well, even the show. I loved both. I loved both of them. Honest to God. I would watch that as a casual thing. Like I do How I Met Your Mother or anything.
I mean, it's a good movie. So.
Nope. Back out. Anyways, back to what we were talking about, even though this rude ass is kind of interrupting. My Babysitter's a Vampire, I love it. I think that it's funny, and that it's just it's a teenager show for vampires. It gets you into it, and kind of leaves you there, and then you're good.
Yeah.
You can enjoy the episodes as you wish, and that it is a very much high school vampire movie, and I love it. I love that about it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure if I went back and looked, I probably wouldn't, but as of right now, I like it.
Yeah.
I would have to.
I feel like it could still hold up.
Yeah. Oh man. Anyways, so I love it. I would rewatch it plenty of times, I'm sure. Now onto the big one, Big Kahuna. Van Helsing, the show. I hate it. I tried to watch it. Look, I tried to watch it. Just listen to it. I tried to watch this show. I was like, oh, I saw the commercials for this. I wanted to watch this. Let me watch it. I got the first, and then it was also suggested to me by someone that I really liked that also had given me some good pointers in the past. She was like, hey, you should watch this. It's a great show. And so I started sitting down and watching it. I got through the first episode. I was like, this is not good. This is not, like, the dialogue is crap. Like, I mean, I'm not a great dialogue writer either, and I know that. I'm honest about it. But, like, it is just not good. Like, it's stale. It's kind of not, no real emotion there. The story, though, great idea. They had a solid writing idea that they just needed to carry out.
You want to give me a little bit of a synopsis?
So the girl, her name is I think her name is Vanna. I don't fucking remember. Or it's Vanna or something stupid. Anyways, her name is something, and she is the only person that has the cure for vampirism.
Okay.
Like, her blood type and the way her blood is cures whatever's going on. And so the world starts to end and everything like that. This whole shit happens, goes to hell, and she's just unconscious. She's in a coma for some reason. She was attacked or whatever and went into a coma, blah, 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 blah. Bullshit. This guy is supposed to protect her at all costs. He is part of the military, protect her at all costs. He lets a group of people in, and that's it. They're in there now. And the first few episodes, as much as I watched it, that was it. And then she gets in a fight with somebody, and they throw a knife at her and stab her through the hand, and then she just yanks it out and kind of heals herself. It was bad. It was a really bad show, and it had the makings for a great show, and then dropped the ball in dialogue and some of the other shit, and it's a disappointment. It's a disappointment because you're like, oh, Van Helsing, I've seen the movie. The movie's great. I want something like a Monster Hunter. That's what Van Helsing is to me. And then the show, it's like she just kind of exists, and she was a mother before the apocalypse happened, and that's it.
I mean, that's kind of what Alucard or Dracula in Helsing Ultimate, he kind of takes up that role as Van Helsing.
Yeah, I mean, and that's good.
Yeah. So why I think that's a really cool concept.
It's what I love about vampire movies.
Is Dracula's out here killing other vampires.
Like damn.
Van Helsing's daughter is controlling. Well, Van Helsing is a company and is in control of Alucard.
Okay.
Yeah, and they have him go out and kill shit.
Yeah, I can get
and
behind
fuck
that.
shit up, and that's exactly what he do.
I could get behind that. I could get behind that.
And it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I could definitely get behind that. That would definitely be nice.
Fucking love it.
Anyway, that kind of wraps my fucking list up on vampires. We could make this a double feature, and I could change the symbol in the middle to werewolf teeth.
I don't
Because I feel like
I haven't watched a lot of werewolf movies. In fact, I think the only werewolf movie I've watched is Twilight.
Honestly. I also have a list of demon movies that I only 3 so far.
What do you mean demon movies?
Like demon-based movies where it's like possession, things like that. There are plenty that come to mind without the list.
Oh yeah.
These are just some that I want to
We can do that. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to talk about demons.
Alright, let me go ahead and
Hail
look
Satan,
something up real quick.
ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go ahead. Demon?
Let's just
Look up a picture of demon.
just put Satan in there.
Satan.
There you go. There he is. There
This
he
one
is.
right
That
here?
one.
That
That one
one?
right there.
Oh, right there.
Yeah, that one. No. See,
No. Because look, I'm gonna do this right. I'm not gonna do anything that has a copyright or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna get it even commercial. Advanced search. So
Feels bad. I don't want that.
That one
No.
looks amazing. What do you mean?
Doesn't. That
What
looks
do you
like
mean?
garbage.
I love that. That's great.
You know what? Put that in the middle of the circle just so they
This
can
one?
see. Yeah, that one. God, just so they can see that looks like trash.
It does look like trash, but it's funny.
Fucking okay, Simon. And you're fucking.
Yeah? You got a problem with that, buddy?
Hey, fuck.
Fuck you. Anyway, moving back on to... I love
It
it.
looks like trash, but you know what? I want people to see it so they know that I'm not full of shit. It looks like garbage.
I don't know if it's in there.
Maybe you should have named it.
I did. That's why I know where to look once I figure out which folder it's in.
Your downloads?
This one. No. For some reason, it never downloads to there.
Oh, there it is. Look at this trash. Look at it. It's garbage. Fuck this person.
Mhm.
Fuck the person who made this. Fuck this picture. Fuck it. It looks
I
like
love
trash.
it. I love this
I hate
photo. I cannot.
I hate everything about it. It looks like garbage.
He wants you, bro. That's exactly
He
what it
wants
is.
my asshole. I'm not
He wants
giving it
you.
to him.
He wants you. This is what we're going with.
He wants my booty.
Okay. Anyways.
Anyways.
Demon
continuing
movies.
on.
Let's get to some demon movies.
I
I have 3 written down.
That person who was watching is now left.
Yes. We have. I have 3 on my list because I know one of them you love. I think is the Babadook. I've never seen it. I
Now,
need
are we
to.
so by demon movies,
Possession.
like
We're gonna go with. Babadook really isn't really considered that, is it?
what?
It's
The
more of a
Babadook is not a
folklore.
demon. Yeah. It's more of a cautionary tale.
And then it comes
kid,
and whatever.
Yeah,
It's kind of like
big-
the Candyman.
I
Bloody
would
Mary,
count
stuff
it more
like that.
towards I would say it's more like the Boogeyman than
Mhm.
anything else. It's I wouldn't say it's a cautionary tale because there's nothing to learn, but it's definitely
You shouldn't do this.
yeah. There's some they did something wrong. I like the theory. The whole thing is that this lady and her husband, she's pregnant. They get in a car crash. She dies during the car crash, and then baby happens. Mother blames kid. Demon appears, and that's pretty much the movie.
Okay.
And a lot of people will say that the demon is the manifestation of the woman's anger towards the kid, and it's just a very interesting movie. And honestly, if there was one horror movie to leave a very lasting impression on me, it's The Babadook. And I know a lot of people don't like it because the monster itself just looks like a hipster in a top hat. Like if you look, you can look up.
Oh yeah.
You can look up
I
a
know.
picture of
I
the
know what
actual
it looks
thing.
like,
It looks
yeah.
like a hipster in a top hat, and it's fucking funny. That's funny. That's where the movie falls short is the monster design, but the monster design in the book itself is flawless. It's terrifying. There was one time. What left a lasting impression on me was after I'd watched the movie, I went downstairs in my mom's house and turned left around this corner, and like I saw it. Like my eyes were fucking up, and my eyes weren't adjusted to the dark. So I just
Your
saw.
mind came up with it right then.
Yeah, my mind was just like, there's that thing that you just watched, and it's probably gonna kill you. I was just like, okay, all right.
Going upstairs now.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
I'm good.
Bye-bye.
I was a little thirsty. I think I'll starve. I think I'll just die.
I think I'll just dehydrate.
Yeah, I'll just pass away.
Alright. I don't know very much about that. Slenderman, I would also consider kind of like the Babadook. I love the idea.
The idea of Slenderman is
great.
It's great.
But how they did that movie was fucking garbage. It was slow.
I don't like
it was
any
dumb.
I don't like the stories that they have online. I don't like the movie. I don't like any of the movies. And truthfully, I like the YouTube series that's on what's it called?
I don't know. I know they did the game The Arrival, which I think is more of a story-based kind of Slenderman game. But
I don't remember the YouTube series, but it was more or less not YouTube. It was more or less Slendermans in the background possessing people and making them do horrible things instead of him being there and being scary with his wiggly arms and shit. Yeah, he's got some wiggly tendrils, and that apparently is scary.
Well, look, so I like the idea of Slenderman. I love the idea that they should have done a movie with a guy lost in the woods. It should have been I'm trying to survive in the woods. No, what?
Just like one dude?
Just one guy with a flashlight. It should have been I'm stranded here. I'm now trying to survive, kind of like Castaway.
Yeah.
But now there's the problem of Slenderman as well.
And
he's kind of just wandering around, looking at these places, and he finds the pages and shit like that, and they're pretty much telling him about the tale of the Slenderman. I think that would have been a solid movie.
That would have been a solid movie.
And instead they were like, oh, you know that disastrous thing that happened years ago with the two girls that stabbed that one girl?
And now nobody cares about it anymore?
Well, no. Because they were going to come out with a movie, and then they decided not to release the movie.
Because of
in the theaters near the places that happened.
Oh.
They were like, these cities aren't getting that. We're not touching that area.
Well, because the movie was pretty much a retelling of exactly what happened, and it's not a good movie.
No, it was a bad movie, and I think that the way they wrote it, even in the first place, kind of shows towards what? Oh, okay. That's why we're losing viewers. It's because it's telling us.
Because it keeps kicking us offline.
It keeps kicking us offline on here. Anyways, it'll be on YouTube.
It'll be on YouTube.
and it's hopefully in its entirety. But the Slenderman movie, it literally looks at that accident and just smiles and flips it off. Like, fuck you. We're writing this anyways, and we're putting girls into it, just like that, just like how it happened. And it's a total disregard to that. It's completely insensitive.
Even the actual incident in real life happened at a very weird time, because when that happened, it was 5 years after Slenderman had stopped being relevant on the internet.
Yeah, it kind of stopped. PewDiePie had done his thing.
Yeah.
The YouTubers had done his thing. The stories have stopped.
Yeah.
And then it happened.
Then it happens.
And then now, years later, after the re-release of Slenderman, The Arrival, and then they're like, well, we want to make a movie. And the commercial looked great. The trailer looked great for the movie. It did.
Yeah.
And then me and this girl went to go see it as a date because she liked horror movies.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, we could see that because I'm interested in seeing that. She fell asleep. She fell asleep watching it, and I almost fell asleep watching it. It was a boring movie. And it just did not keep my attention. How they did it and everything was just kind of dumb.
The entire synopsis of it is tall man does scary things, and that's pretty much what.
But they tried to add
is.
a little bit of psychology to it.
Yeah.
Then some physics.
It tries to be psychological.
It tries to be a different thing,
but it just doesn't work. It just
and
doesn't work.
I really don't think you see very much of Slenderman anyway.
Yeah,
I didn't enjoy that. I didn't enjoy that at all.
Moving on from that, but have you seen The Conjuring?
I have not.
Very good movies. Very good movies.
I'm not a big horror guy.
Well, I know, but you need to watch horror movies because they're good.
Hey, look, when I have my collections pretty much done, we can start getting some horror movies. We'll have to put a list of.
Because The Conjuring has its own universe.
It does, I know.
And The Nun was garbage. I don't care what anybody says. The Nun was garbage. It was trash. It was pure.
Isn't it in Latin or something?
Huh?
Doesn't it have Latin in it or something?
I don't fucking know. I watched like 30 minutes of it and was like, man, this is pure trash. I have no reason to continue watching this movie.
Yeah, I didn't watch it either. I know that if I would have been with that girl still, I would have ended up having to see it. Actually, I almost saw that movie, but then she canceled, and then I watched Predator. Predator.
See?
I was pretty happy I ended up watching The Predator. I was like, hey, you stood me up? Fuck it, I'll go see The Predator instead. But anyways, what is it? Shit.
Caps lock key.
But so yeah, it was just kind of one of those weird things.
Yeah.
So I'm lucky I got out of that.
Because I've seen a lot of say like devil possession movies. I've seen a lot of them.
I've seen a lot of Paranormal Activity.
Paranormal Activity is a weird series of movies to talk about.
I think they're dumb.
Because I think the first one is okay. The second one's really good. The third one's worse than okay. I can't even like give an opinion on it because it's just.
I think that's the one I watched. I think that's the one I watched. It's like.
It's the one with the angry cults of grandmas. Old people. Grandma's mad. You didn't eat her casserole, and so she summons Satan and kills a bunch of people.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, what is it? Grandma's House by M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong?
Oh. Visit.
Yeah, is that even a demon movie or is that just a crazy person movie? I don't know.
I don't know. I watched it. I watched it twice now.
I watched most of it.
I watched it twice, and I watched the full movie twice.
I have.
And I liked it the first time. I thought it was okay the second time. But
thinking back to it, I'm like, I don't fucking understand that.
It's
it's one of those found footage movies.
How do you know the ending? Because I don't want to spoil it for you.
No, I never got that far because I gave it up.
Alright, then I won't talk about the ending then. But it's
I don't want to watch it, honestly. I'm not going to go back and watch it and be like, oh shit.
Well, alright.
Because I know that there's always a twist.
Spoiler warnings for the visit. The 3, 2, 1, whatever. If at the end, the two grandparents that the kids were with had killed their actual grandparents.
Yeah, I knew that.
But I don't know what exactly possessed them to do that. I think it just was like a psychotic thing. Like these are murderers, and this isn't the first time this has happened to them. They've taken over people's houses like this, and people's lives like this. I think it's an interesting twist. There are quite a bit of.
Well, M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong is known for his fucking twist.
Right, that's why I bring it up. It's a decent twist. There are a bit of hints to it at the beginning and during the movie. You know, one of the people at the old folks' homes comes over to the house and is talking to the grandparents or talking to the kids. Like, we haven't seen your grandparents in a while. Where are they at? And then it doesn't go anywhere after that. And then it's revealed. Oh, the actual grandparents were dead the whole time.
Yeah.
Wow.
These people didn't know that they needed to make an appearance.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And
then they cover their ass.
Alright,
maybe I'll give it a try eventually.
It's not a possession movie, but it's okay. It's alright. For his comeback, I don't think he could have had. If he would have had Split before that, he would have been back with a bang. Yeah, like he would have came back.
Yeah.
He would have came back and shot his nut all over the movie industry. But how he came back, I think he did it okay.
Yeah.
He didn't completely bomb for his first movie back.
It did. But, well, I mean, it was definitely coming back from a full-on disaster.
Oh yeah, it came back from a dumpster fire.
Oh yeah, and it's fucking.
I will wholeheartedly say,
I will never.
Avatar: The Last Airbender, the live-action movie, is the worst movie of all time.
Yes, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
It shat on everything
It shat on the full fan base. It didn't please anyone that wasn't in the fan base.
Yeah.
And if you said you like it, go ahead and go rewatch it and come back to me.
Yeah.
If you like it after that, you deserve to be punched in the mouth.
You don't deserve to watch movies. You deserve to have your eyes out.
Because I have
you clearly don't know what you're talking about.
I have read plenty of the Amazon reviews for that fucking movie, and a lot of it's bad.
It's so bad.
They shit on the fan base. They You want to change the picture to? You want to change the picture to M. Night Shyamalan? Since that's what we're talking about now. No. But we'll get to Avatar: The Last Airbender another day.
We'll get to that another day.
Constantine demon movie, great. I love Constantine.
I haven't seen that.
It's great. I own it. It's great. Keanu Reeves, amazing.
I think. What's another demon possession?
There's Evil Dead. There's Conjuring. There's the Amityville Horror.
The Amityville Horror is a weird one. I watched the one with Ryan Reynolds. It's a weird one. I didn't think it was bad, but I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was good. It was just all right.
There's Poltergeist, which I wouldn't say is a demon, more of ghost.
No, I would say that's a demon movie.
No, Poltergeist is a angry spirit.
An evil ghost.
Yeah.
Whatever.
There's Evil Dead.
The Evil Dead. I love the Evil Dead movies.
Yeah, they're just kind of cliche, and I love the show too. It's the same.
See, they're cheesy,
it's the same energy in both, and I feel like the same energy is nice.
They're cheesy, but they're really, really good.
Yes, they're really good.
Like
they're simple. They're simplistic.
Yeah, like I love the way Ash's character is written.
Oh yeah.
As this fucking goofball who's also a fucking badass.
Yeah,
like holy shit.
No, you know what? Have you seen any of Ash vs. the Evil Dead?
I have not.
It is hilarious because he's older now. He's an older gentleman. So he knows he's a badass, and he's survived the end of the world. He knows that he's a badass. Like, he's done all this shit, he is now a badass.
Right.
And knows it the whole entire time. He's like... And the funny part is that he doesn't know how he did it, either. He knows nothing about these things. And, like... Well, it worked this time. It worked last time.
So
why not?
Yeah.
So why not try it again?
I really the new one.
Netflix, I think.
Oh, the new Evil Dead, the recent one that came out recently.
I want to see him redo Army of Darkness.
Oh, it was so good. I can't wait for the sequel. I don't know when it's coming out, but I know they're making one.
Look,
see, because I went to the movie thinking it was going to be bad.
Hold on. Honestly, that company. Fucking flomming.
Who did it?
I don't remember, but They did it. Well, no, I think it's an indie group. That has teamed up with a bigger studio as well.
We're gonna talk about the It movie too in a hot second.
Yeah.
I got a lot to say about that. That movie was flomming.
So they have Evil Dead, which was their first big project, I think. Then they had Don't Breathe. I love Don't Breathe.
Don't Breathe is a good movie.
Amazing.
You know what's funny about that is that I went into both movies thinking they were going to be bad. I went into the Evil Dead thinking, this movie's going to be shit. It's a remake of an old classic. It's going to be garbage. And I didn't read anything about it before going in. Went in, fucking loved it. I went into Don't Breathe the other day. Don't Breathe is a very, very, very good movie.
Couldn't reach it. Anyway, but yes, the newer Evil Dead I had confidence in when I first heard about it, and I wanted to go see it, and they just didn't get the chance.
See, but I didn't see any trailers for it before I went to go see it.
I did. I wanted to go see it. When I heard that it was coming, I was like, fuck yes, I want to see that. It'll be amazing. And I called it. I was like, this was an amazing movie that takes a very good tribute to the original and puts a very dark twist onto it.
Oh yeah,
it puts it through the gory lens.
Yeah, it's the Evil Dead, but way more serious. It takes itself very seriously.
It takes the horror genre more serious than what the cheesy original was.
Right.
And I love it. If you want cheesy, more comedy, go the original.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you
want it to be more,
if you want serious horror movie, go the remake.
Right.
That's what I'm gonna say. And it's amazing.
But honestly, you should see both because both are
both are great.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for which one to watch more on a horror standpoint, go for the remake.
Right.
Because that one is definitely the more gory.
That's probably why I connected with the remake more than I did the.
I connected with the original more because I'm not much of a horror guy. Plus Bruce Campbell's a fucking G.
Well, of course, Bruce Campbell's a
G. But so the Evil Dead movies are great. I can't wait for the next Army of Darkness movie. They're supposed to be making a sequel of that too. Army of Darkness 2, which brings Bruce Campbell back. I don't know if they're still doing that, but I know that they were rumoring about it.
Have you watched Get Out?
No, I did not. I avoided it just because I was like, I don't want to see it. I think
it's good.
Well, because see,
I don't think it's good. Don't get me wrong. Why did our thing just go to away?
What do you mean? I don't know why it's doing that.
Is that normal?
No. But I'm sure it's because of some. Yeah, it's doing the same. Yeah, it's doing the same thing. Hey, 13 views. It's doing that weird shit.
But I don't like it because I'm black. I like it because it's genuinely a good film.
For me, I think that's why I avoided it. I was kind of more of a. I'm a white guy. You know, I'm not trying to say this racist or anything because I know it's going to come off that way anyway.
Well, no. Because I try to avoid black movies. I do. I don't like the Medea movies. I think they're all trash. I don't think Tyler Perry's funny. I don't think anybody who tries to play off the fact that this person's black so it equals funny. I don't think it's just not funny.
Yeah.
So I try to avoid black movies like that, but. I gotta be honest, Get Out is a very good movie. It's a good film. I think Jordan Peele did a very good
job. Jordan Peele's great.
And I can't wait
till I want to support. That's what I want to support him for. I want to support him because...
You're breaking your headphones more.
What? What do you mean? They're not breaking. What do you mean?
You just took something off of it.
Yeah? They're not broken. It's one of those, it's like a little tiny thing that doesn't need to be there anyway. That's why it came off in the first place. But anyway,
weird how he's going into horror though.
Well, he's doing the Twilight show, Twilight Zone now.
Oh, he's doing the Twilight song?
He's hosting and writing for the Twilight Zone.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I saw a trailer for that. And I was like, it's going to be shit.
Yeah, the halftime or commercials for the Super Bowl. Yeah. It's going to be amazing.
Really?
It's going to come back full wholeheartedly.
Oh,
yeah, I can't wait.
I have high hopes for it then.
Yeah, I can't wait. He is a great director.
He's a great director and a great writer. I gotta say.
I give him wholeheartedly. He's done comedy now. He's done horror, and now he's doing the Twilight Zone. It's about time we get a reboot of the Twilight Zone.
Oh yeah, you'd think it would have happened earlier.
Yeah, you'd think it would have happened about 10 years ago when Cosmos came out with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Right.
You'd have thought it came out around then. Nope, it's coming out now.
Anyways. That's gonna be our catchphrase. But anyway,
that and the sticks. The sticks are coming.
Sticks don't exist.
Sticks don't exist.
If you don't think about the sticks, they won't come for you.
Yeah.
So just pretend the sticks don't exist.
Pretend they don't exist. They won't be.
They won't be around.
The sharing stick did not exist. But demon movies. That's about it.
There are a lot of it.
There are a lot. There's a lot.
I mean, I've seen a lot of demon movies. I've seen a lot of shit.
It is a horror movie cliche.
It is. It's a horror movie cliche, but but if done right, like
there's Hereditary.
Oh, Hereditary.
My parents didn't like it.
I loved it.
I never watched it.
I think
it's
one of those artsy-fartsy films where you have to really be paying attention to every single fucking frame of the movie to understand what's happening. But
it's not a casual watch.
It's not a casual
more of a person that loves movies.
Yeah.
You're gonna enjoy this.
If you love movies, watch Hereditary. It's a great film.
I believe that's what it is with A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
Because my parents hated it. They didn't like it. They didn't enjoy it. They stopped watching it. They almost walked out of it. But I love it, and I don't even love the story. I think the writing for it is kind of shitty. Like, I think that
I think that was one of the strongest points.
No. Most of the movie's great. I just hate how the deaf girl's the hero. She has a complete disregard for everybody in her family, and it pisses me off.
It's funny because it's true.
She does. She's like, oh yeah, kid, you know, my parents just took that out of your hands. Our parents just took that out of your hands. Because it's a danger. Here, let me just give that back to you now.
It's funny because it's funny because the entire movie, it's trying to explain why you shouldn't blame her for what happened.
And it gives you even more.
She is the sole reason that kid died.
She's the sole purpose that kid died.
Yeah.
And then the sole purpose that their father died too. Sole reason.
Fucked up.
Now, you can also argue that Emily Blunt's character making noise was a problem too. But honestly,
I love the way they handled the birth scene.
Yes. They great. I love that movie.
Yeah,
I even love the script with how quiet it is and how serious they are about it.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love that it was filmed on film.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that John Krasinski took the extra mile and was like, I want it to be done this way. And then it worked. It looks absolutely beautiful. And I don't know what it would have looked like if they would have really done digital or whatever, what have you. But I love what they did.
Have you seen the Blair Witch Projects?
The original?
Yeah.
The
original, the second one, or the new one?
I have not.
You haven't seen the original?
I have not. But listen, hold on. I know everything about it. I have seen snippets throughout the film. I've seen enough. I watched the film theory.
I've seen it,
and I love it.
I don't think it's worth watching. I liked it. I liked it because I liked it because I knew too much about it before going into it.
I think that if you want to watch a summary, a summary of the movie, and then if you decide you want to watch it,
if you want to catch a synopsis about the Blair Witch, nobody's going to blame you, because a lot of what made that movie so terrifying was, I think Matt Pat said it, but what made that movie so horrifying is that the time period it came out in, they were posting shit about it on the internet.
At the same time.
Yeah, they were doing an ARG at the same time, and so you went into this movie thinking, "Oh God, is this a real people dying
film?"
Yeah.
And I love, like, go ahead and watch a synopsis of it, a summary. Do that. That's a great idea. Yeah, I wouldn't blame anybody. It's a better idea because then you understand the movie, and I think that. Because I feel like I've never seen it, so I don't know how much empty space there is.
There's a lot of empty space.
But when you summarize it, it is very much they decide to go out and find the Blair Witch Project for a film project. This guy invites a new camera guy. She's like, I don't know, I don't really know about inviting new people, but all right, fuck it. Later on, she gives them the map, or they ask about the map, and then soon after that, the map disappears.
Yeah.
And then a little bit more into it.
Gotta love GPSs on your phones now. Huh?
Yeah, right.
The new one doesn't work. The new one was so bad.
Was it a modern take?
It was a modern take on it. Well, it's technically the sequel because the second movie, the Blair Witch Book of the Dead, I think, just wasn't a Blair Witch movie at all. It had nothing to do with the Blair. Well, it did. It had the witch, and it influenced the kids and shit. And it was a bad movie. It was a bad movie in the sense the new one's a bad movie too. But the new one is supposed to be the actual second movie.
So they go back. They go back out and they're trying to find the new. They're trying to be like, oh well.
They're trying. No. They go back and try to find Hannah.
Hannah, the old, really?
Yeah, they go
after that many years. Come on now. She'd have been dead anyway.
It's dumb. It's a dumb movie.
My thing, like, if they wanted to do it right, if they wanted to remake it,
what was funny about it was that it's so bad. It was so bad when I went to go see it in theaters. The entire movie theater was empty except me, Destiny, and Malik.
Oh yeah, that's how it was with Predator.
Oh,
the newest Predator movie. And there was only one other guy. There was one other couple in for Slenderman. Of course, me and the person I was with wasn't a couple either. But anyway, past my personal life.
What a G.
If they wanted to make a sequel to the Blair Witch Project, where it's modern times, well, if in the modern times, it would be more of a you have a nerd kind of person that brings a cell phone chamber.
Right.
So it was like, oh, you have the map now. Phone's dead, charger disappears, blah blah blah, whatever.
Yeah.
You have those small little things. Other things disappear. You have the phone charger that disappears. We no longer have a map. And then I just lost service. I don't know where we're at. My phone just died.
That would work too.
And then they're like, well, our phone's not dead yet. Hold on. And then they start leading her around. And it's like, well, my cell phone died now too, or I just lost service. And then they find the place, and then blah blah blah. Literally, just retell the story again in modern times. That would work perfectly. I think it would be a different take, but it would work.
There was a joke between me and my ex roommates, Dustin and Malik, who went to go see the movie with me. There was a joke between us because at the end of the movie, it was the "Don't turn around, the witch is right behind you," and the bitch turns around as and it was just dumb. It's so dumb. It's so bad. I hated every single. I hated that movie. The entire time, we were just yelling in the theater, and it was bad.
Great movie going experience, awful movie.
Yeah.
That's
We had a fun time ripping that shit ripping it to shreds, but like it just bad movie.
The most fun experience going to the movies. We're gonna take a step back from any of the genres. The best movie going experience is when it's just you and your friends, or just you. If you are the only person in that theater, fuck yeah. Like, you can dig into it.
I need to go see a horror movie and be the only person in the theater.
Oh, yeah. Like, I just...
What I would absolutely love is to go see Endgame and be the only person in the movie.
Oh, that's not...
That it won't happen because
you buy a whole fucking movie theater.
Yeah, but I'd love to do that because big screen, I get to sit alone and I get to pay attention to every single frame of this movie. And it sounds great, looks great. I'd have a good time.
Any other demon movies you think you can talk about? There's so many out there.
There's so many. See, because when you have zombies, vampires, werewolves, there's specific. It's a bit of a niche market to get into.
Yeah, they're small.
Yeah,
because it's hard to do a good one.
Right.
A demon movie.
But with demon movies, you can just shit one out. Yeah. Literally, that's exactly what the Paranormal Activity movies were. They just shot them out. Like the Paranormal Activity movies became like the Saw movies, where they made them every single Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of Halloween. The
newest one. I have not seen it.
Oh, I've been meaning to see it. I don't know why I haven't yet.
I want to watch it.
Long and beyond, my boys.
I'll have to find it.
It's a good film. It's a great movie.
Jason's a demon. I would say Jason is a demon at this point. A ghost. He was more of a embodied.
Freddy's technically a demon.
Freddy is also a demon. The Nightmare on Elm Streets. Those are kind of scary, I gotta say, because it's like I don't want to fall asleep now.
The first and the second one were beautiful,
and then they tried to make too many. Yeah.
After that,
they tried to do what they did with Jason and Michael Myers, and it doesn't work.
It didn't work.
Even Michael Myers has some bad movies. I think the only one that really consistently works each time is Jason. And then they fucked it up with the remake, which I think is hilarious.
They rebooted the series like 3 times.
No,
well, they had the first.
They had the original run.
The first Friday the 13th and the second one, and then
they have they have like a ton of movies, which is like 9. I think they have 9 movies, which is part 1, 2, 3, 4. No,
they didn't. They just moved
9.
Jason to different places.
Yeah, did different places. Pretty much same idea.
Yeah,
because it worked. And then they had Jason X, which was in space, which was the 10th movie. I don't know if they did any others other than the I think they might have done 11 because there's Jason versus Freddy movie.
Will those technically count as Jason movies or Friday the 13th movies though?
I would add it to the movies that Jason's been in. And then you have the newest Friday the 13th, the one with Jared Padalecki.
Yeah.
Sam.
Sam.
Stay away from Jason.
Sam. Oh dear God.
But anyway,
Supernatural. We can talk about Supernatural
a different time.
We're talking about Supernatural because it's technically demon.
It is, but I feel like it's 14 seasons of stuff we can talk about.
And I've only watched 9 of those seasons.
I've watched 13.
I haven't watched it. I should get back into it because because where I left off on it, Cass was God, and that's where I left off on it. And I didn't stop watching it because I didn't like it. I just stopped watching it because I was doing other things.
Yeah, I'm totally willing to watch it because I used to watch it with Philip. Now that me and Philip don't have a very great standing, I'm obviously willing to watch it with anybody else.
Yeah, we can sit down and watch Supernatural anytime.
So, Supernatural's a topic of its own because there's so much there.
Right.
Like, there is an hour-long episode for 14 seasons. You have more than just a series of movies there. You have decades, like almost 2 decades now. Actually, no, about a decade and a half.
Did Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles, did they ever hate each other?
I think that when they first started out, they were like, we had a weird kind of getting to know each other kind of thing.
Because I heard somewhere, I know they made the episode where they were joking around about it, but I don't remember if they actually genuinely hated each other.
They don't.
Because I'd love to watch this movie, the series, and be like, man, these are 2 best friends making a great show.
And honest to God, that's what it is. I would love if there was a show that I could be a part of. It would be Supernatural. I would choose to be in Supernatural because it is a very nice atmosphere.
Yeah.
They're really nice people. Jensen Ackles, the Jays, the J squared. They're great guys. They play pranks on each other. They have a very great time on set.
I'm glad to hear that.
And they don't hate each other. I mean, really, honestly, when you've been in a show for 10, almost 12, I don't even know, 10, 12 years,
it has almost to be, 2 decades. It's been longer than 10 years.
It's been longer than 10 years.
I watched the 10-year anniversary.
Let's see, Supernatural has been out since 2005.
Yeah, so
that's been 13 years.
Yeah, it's been out for
almost 14 years. In half a year, it'll be 14 years. And well over 100 episodes.
Oh yeah,
well over. I think they just hit 300. There is no way in hell that you don't get along with that person. When you're at 14 seasons,
yeah.
You and that person, and especially for
when you've been working with somebody, when you've been working very closely with one other person, like it's the
same thing with Cass. They love Cass too.
Yeah, Misha Collins.
Yeah, Misha Collins. They love him too, even though he hasn't been there the whole entire time.
Misha Collins is a snack.
He really is. But I gotta. You know what's interesting? I started out loving Dean, but I have gone more towards Sam at this point. For some reason, over time,
I'm still Team Dean.
I've switched over. I'm Team Dean for the fucking win.
Yeah,
for some reason there is a very attractiveness to Jared Padalecki.
Oh, okay, don't get me wrong.
They're tall
Jared Padalecki is a snack.
Oh yeah, they all are.
He's a snack.
So is the kid. Oh, you don't know the kid yet. Fuck.
I don't know.
There's a new kid on there. He's pretty good looking too.
Oh, okay.
But anyways,
back to movies and demons and shit like that.
Yeah, Supernatural we'll have to bring up.
We'll have to talk extensively about Supernatural when I actually start getting back into it.
What were we talking about before you brought up Superman?
I don't even remember.
Tropes.
I mean, the demon trope is
so easy to shit.
It's easy to make. It's easy to make a bad demon movie. It's easy to make a bad ghost demon horror. It's easy to make a bad horror movie. Yeah, it's easy to make a bad horror movie, but it's also easy. It's also, but it's
not hard.
It's also not hard to make a good movie. Yeah, you can like we were talking about the paranormal. I keep bringing up the Paranormal Activity movies because they're in such a weird spot. Because some of them are really good and some of them are really bad. Most of them are really bad and some of them are really good. But it has such a great concept and they were so easy to make that they could just keep shitting them out.
By the way, I remember how we got to Supernatural. What happened was you said something about Paranormal Activity coming out every year on Halloween. It brought up Jason, Freddy, and Michael Myers, which had to go into the remake of Friday the 13th, which had Jared Padalecki in it. Brought it to Supernatural. that's where that was. But yeah, so demon movies are super easy to do. They're just not hard. I'm sure I could go out and make a demon movie. Yeah. Done. It's not hard.
Because you don't really have to have the demon be seen anymore.
No, you don't.
And the fact that what made that popular is Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, you don't see it.
In Paranormal Activity, you don't see the demon.
Yeah, it's just gone. It's not there.
It's invisible.
Yeah.
So that just sort of opened the floodgates for other filmmakers. They were just like, oh, we could just film the air.
We can do that. Shit. That saves us time for casting and everything.
Just put a camera in a room and record it for an hour and have shit float around occasionally, and you have a movie. Congratulations, you've done it.
Yeah.
Man, that odd floating can of Mountain Dew is just, Would you look at that?
That's a movie.
That's a
whole ass movie.
And like just attach a string to the ceiling and have a floating can of Mountain Dew, and you have a Paranormal Activity movie.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do.
Because they did a Ghost Dimension was last, I think.
I believe so.
And I have the poster for it. I do. Yeah, I know. I know it's bad. I still have the fucking poster for it.
Oddly enough, the one that people said were bad but I liked it was the one that was in Mexico.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't remember the name of it. It's like Paranormal Activity the something. But it wasn't in the main series, but it was connected to the main series. I thought it was good. I thought it was pretty decent.
Fair enough. We're gonna go ahead and throw werewolves in here just at the end because obviously it's a quick subject.
Yeah.
You got Underworld. You got here. Where did I put my phone at? Oh, very quickly, what I have for werewolf movies is you've got An American Werewolf in London. Haven't seen it. Meant to watch it. Regarded as one of the best werewolf movies ever. Teen Wolf, Michael J. Fox. I enjoyed it because it's a high school werewolf movie and it brings to light I can't even with that fucking movie. Underworld, great. Love how they do it. Love the transformations. That's one of the things I want to bring up on the list of werewolves. The transformation sequence. If you're gonna film it, do it right.
Right.
I don't want it to look too bad. I don't want it to look too animated kind of thing. I want it to be a nice, not even fluid. I'm all right with jagged, kind of breaking kind of things. I honestly liked how they did it in Underworld, even with the hybrid of vampire werewolf. I loved how they did it. I feel like it was a very nice sequence. The same thing with the Wolfman. I feel like the Wolfman didn't extend the face out enough. I feel like that was a thing that I didn't like very much. But even in the original, it kind of doesn't.
So you're saying it's not furry enough?
What the fuck?
Are you a furry?
No.
Are you furry?
No! God, fuck up! No! Silver Bullet is a Stephen King movie, and it's great. It's got Gary Busey in it. And it's
I know what
amazing.
movie. I know what movie I was going to talk about the demon subject, but continue.
Yes, we'll get back to that then.
We'll get back to that.
Werewolves: The Beast Among Us, great movie. I suggest if I can find it, we're going to sit down and watch it. It's amazing. It is a group of werewolf hunters trying to hunt down a werewolf in this town. Turns out that it's one of the people actually trying to hunt it. It's a very weird dynamic. I love it. And then there's Red, Werewolf Hunter, and it is funny. It's got Felicia Day in it. I love Felicia Day with all my heart. Love her. She had a baby last year. Good for you. Secondly, great movie. And it has to do with how her bloodline is werewolf hunters and that they know a lot. They kind of hold the lore. And this city is run by werewolves.
Right.
And it's a whole thing. Great movie. Great watch. The Wolfman with I already said I didn't really like the way that the werewolf looked, but it definitely is reminiscent of the original Wolfman. So I'm alright with it. Red Riding Hood. I didn't know I've not seen it. But I think it's like the retelling of Red Riding Hood, but instead of it being a person, instead of it being just a walking around wolf, it's a werewolf now, kind of thing. I think that's how it is. But that pretty much that takes up my werewolf list. I've pretty much jumped through all those.
Okay, well, what I was going to talk about was actually interesting was the new It movie.
Oh yes, you wanted to talk about that. That is not a demon. That's an alien.
It is, but fuck, that movie's so good.
Well, technically, the newest It movie hasn't explored it being an alien yet.
Well, not yet, but it.
But yeah, it's implied.
If you read the book and if you watch the miniseries,
yeah, it's an alien.
Oh my god!
Oh, the originals are great.
The originals are okay.
The originals. I will say
okay.
The stutter is bullshit. They did a bad job with the stutter.
They did a really bad job with the stutter in the old one. They did bombing in the new one though.
Well, that's because voice acting and things that it's more approached when you're in the acting world, voice acting kind of can be implemented as well.
Right.
Because you do accents, you do things like that for new movies, things like that. So if you have a very nice, diverse kind of speeching, you've got the lisp, the kind of things like that.
Yeah.
The stutter and the lisp at the same time. It's in there. People do it naturally now. Right. It's kind of one of those things. Back then, it wasn't nearly as much. It was kind of, I need to practice my stuttering. I need to practice my voices. What? Makes no sense.
But I love the.
It's how you get really bad.
I mean, the Nostalgia Critic had a really good argument for the new It movie, because he didn't think it was all that, but he said that the newer one is more scary, and then the older one's more like a clown. The newer one's more like wanting to eat children. The old one's more wanting to scare the children more, and doing things to scare the children. But I'm a horror fanatic, so that scary aspect of Pennywise
brings you in.
Yeah.
Big Dad, I need to ask you a question.
No, I'm in the middle of something.
No, I need to ask you a question, seriously.
What is it, Michael?
Remember when Brendan was telling you there was that dragon thing? It was like the child of that dragon thing that was on the side of the earth?
Yeah.
What was that thing's name?
It's something IO.
Shit, I need to know that thing's name.
Look up D&D not implements, but
what's that?
It doesn't matter.
It's on the corner of your screen.
Oh, we're dropping frames because
it's a still picture.
Yeah.
What is?
Anyways, go.
Bum ass Wi-Fi card.
Yeah.
Anyways, now tell me
it's a D&D supplement. Just look up D&D supplements something IO. There you go. It'll have to
what
do
is
with
that?
What's what?
The thing on your screen.
This? Yeah. This is a live stream, Michael. Now go away.
Oh, you have fun with that.
Anyways, what were we saying? We were talking about.
I was praising the new It movie.
Yes, It is a great movie.
For being...
It's like how Evil Dead and the newest Evil Dead are. If you're looking for a horror movie, go with the new one. And that's what it is. If you're looking for a cult classic, go for the old.
I would argue that's what people want more out of those types of the older movies.
Yeah.
We've seen the older movies. The older movies are cheesy, corny.
Great, yeah.
They're still great movies, but they're cheesy and corny. We kind of want to see more of the horror aspect of these characters and really get into the backstory and really get into everything. Huh?
Did I see the new It?
Did you? We gotta watch it. I've seen it 4 times in theaters.
I think I have.
And then I saw it at least 2 times out of theaters. So I've seen the movie 5 times.
That's fucking nuts. If I don't remember that I watched the newest one, it did not leave an impact on me. Which is weird. Because I
knew that movie was amazing right at the beginning when the Georgie death scene was done perfectly.
I watched a little bit of it. Because it's got the kid from Stranger Things, right?
Yes.
Yes,
it's got Finn Wolfhard.
He plays the kind of offbeat kind of.
He plays Richie,
Richie, the funny one.
Relief. Yeah.
Yes, I have seen it. I fucking remember it. I don't remember
watch it again.
I remember some of it.
We're gonna watch it again.
It wasn't bad.
You remember that? I'm gonna whip you wasn't remembering it.
But I like the classic. That's just me. Though.
I mean, the classic is good. The classic
tends to be the thing with me, though. You know, I like the older Evil Deads.
Right.
I love the remake, but I love the originals more. I think that's just how it is. I think sometimes the remake.
Well, you're not a horror fanatic,
that too.
So you really connect with more the comedy aspect.
The more classics, the more
upbeat versions of these movies.
Yeah.
But
kiss me, fat boy.
Yeah, kiss me, fat boy.
What is it? Laugh, Richie, laugh.
It was a good miniseries.
What are you doing, Richie?
What are you doing, Richie?
Yeah, I can't wait to see the next half.
It's deadlights!
I can't wait to see it in the next part. Where they have the adult versions as well as the young versions.
If they do it right, and I have high hopes for them.
It probably will.
If they do it right, it can be a great movie.
I love that they're dividing into 2, like the original miniseries. I love that.
If we're lucky, well, not if we're lucky, but if they
greenlight it, yes.
If they greenlight it,
there's always a chance that they won't.
If they greenlight it, there's going to be a third.
A third?
Well, no, wait. There are only 2 miniseries movies, right? Yeah, that's right. No,
the first half is kind of like learning about it, and then it's kind of like
the second half.
The second half is more of the adults. Yeah, that's kind of where it is.
And I love that they did that. I love that they focused on the kids for the first half of the movie because the first part of the miniseries wasn't it also
mostly
it was mostly kids, but they still had adult sections.
Yeah.
But the new movie's all kids.
Yeah.
There's no
which I think it's open. It allows them to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new one doesn't it have? Fuck. No, I can't remember. Fuck it. But yeah, I would love to see the second half. I can't wait to see the second half.
The first one, they didn't even show the kids floating. You know, in the sewer, the kid, there were actually kids. We all float down here, you know, but they didn't float down nowhere.
Yeah, no.
There was no floating.
No.
Where are my floats?
There is no floating. That's called death. That's called death.
Man,
death is what makes it floating.
These kids is dead. These kids is dead.
These kids dead. They ain't floating, Pennywise. What you talking about? Oh, look, man, I'm sorry. I ate them.
I mean, I did the deadlight thing, and, you know, I was kind of hungry, so one thing led to another, and I ate some kids.
Sorry.
Sue me. I ate some kids. Sue me.
Can't wait for the second part.
Can't wait for the second part. But I think we're pretty much done here.
Because I don't think I have anything else.
I mean, I can look up a list of demon movies, but
they're all about the same anyway. They're all about the same.
Let's be honest, they're all the same.
We did talk about The Exorcist, but we can talk about
The Exorcist. Okay, I have a problem with the with Exorcists in general. I don't like it. I cannot get behind Carrie. There's even Carrie. I could probably watch the original Carrie and
Carrie was great too.
Oh no, I'm not saying it was bad. I haven't seen either. I'm not a big horror guy. But The Exorcist, I can't get behind a movie that looks at the Christian, Catholic religion, and then is like, oh yeah, here, they did Exorcists. Remember when they did that? Yeah! That's if it was actually justified.
What?
The Catholic Church used to do exorcists.
Right.
They are no longer allowed to do exorcists.
Well, of course, because
it's dumb and not justified and dangerous.
Very dangerous.
But what the movie does is pretty much looks at it like, oh yeah, remember when they did that and it was wrong? But what if they were right? And
it's cool. It's cool.
What do you mean? I'll watch it.
Did you not watch The Exorcist?
I watched most of it.
How dare you?
Sit through it.
How dare you?
I can't. All right, it's fucking weird. I'll sit down and watch it. I'll fucking sit down and watch it.
Flawless victory.
Fuck off. I'll sit down and watch it. Fuck you.
Anyways, we should probably wrap this up because these dropped frames.
I'm hoping that it's been recording this whole time. I know it's been restarting, so I'm hoping that it just keeps doing that, or if there's going to be bits and shit. Anyways, this will be up on YouTube at the Cinema Circle on YouTube. It's the same icon, so if you wanted to go follow us there, it'll be there. Soon enough, I'll get the link on there. I just have to kind of work through it. But yeah, blah, blah, blah. Next time. I think next time, now that we're done with most of the horror genre, I want to step towards superheroes.
Yes,
but
that's what I was going to say.
But I'm not going to do MCU.
We're going to wait to do the MCU.
We're not going to do MCEU, and we're not going to do DCCU.
Yeah, no. I think after the Infinity War is when we should start getting into the big boys.
I think that what our next video is going to be is it's going to be superhero movies that aren't part of DC and the kind of spin-off ones.
So mostly Disney movies.
No. So
in fact, we can't talk about Disney movies.
There is, there's some, but I mean like Push. You got Push, you got The Losers, you've got Fantastic Four. I'm talking like the big MCU and DCCU. Yeah, you got the new trilogy. Yeah. And then I would even consider that the old DC movies, the old, like the original Incredible Hulk show or the movie with what's his face, like those. Like I'm just saying like Iron Man, like no the Incredible Hulk remake to Endgame versus the DCCU from Man of Steel to current now. Like, we're just going to avoid those two. We're going to start with the certain things.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this will be on YouTube. I'll put a link to it. I'm currently having to get it. Sorry, I had to move it. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it with the Cinema Circle today. I think we're done. I think we're just going to set it down. I will make sure that the YouTube link gets put in our information down below. But other than that, I think we're good. I think we've done ended it.
I think we're good.
All right. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully you guys can bring some questions next time. Hopefully, hoping. And also,
these are open discussions.
These are discussions. The discussion has begun. The discussion's about to.
This is a circle. This isn't just two people talking.
Yeah. This is whatever. But yeah, so have some questions next time. I'll try to put out a list of what our topics are going to be, just in case you want to look up some stuff and then bring it to the table.
Yeah.
But yeah, so our next video, and that's another important part about why we are going to say what we're going to be doing next, is because then if you're here, you can be like, hey, Next time I know that they're going to be doing this, let me go look some stuff up. Let me go look up some questions. Let me gauge this real quick. And then next time come in with some questions. This is an open discussion, people. Open discussion. Yeah, our Twitch is also the Cinema Circle, because since this is being posted to YouTube, it is also the Cinema Circle. There will be a description in the below and stuff like that for both Twitch and YouTube, seeing as how they're both going to be posted too. All right, well, bye, and enjoy movies, all that stuff.